I lost all my money. I put it all on Bill Belichick and UNC. I lost. I'm sorry. Can you let me hold a little something till next week? Huh? Well, I'm gonna spend it on. Well, the UNC playing again this week, so I'm gonna put it back on them this week. That's what you sound like. That's what you sound like. All of a sudden, you're good with it as long as you get a bailout. Well, then you shouldn't be good with it. Now, should you? Shout out to all of the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. I am Reese Waters, and this is Street Politics. Throughout the entirety of 2025, save for January, wasn't as loud in January, but pretty much as soon as this administration took office, we have heard the pain from America's farmers. Pretty much from coast to coast.
Well, everybody says in the comments, Project 2025, didn't you read that? That's his platform. From my understanding, that wasn't his platform. That's not what he's running on. And I never thought I would be on the political side of TikTok because it's definitely not something I'm interested in. I'm interested in the farm side of TikTok. And it really sucks that I can't get engaged with the farm side of TikTok. But politics, everybody gets worked up about it. But Project 2025, I did not read Project 2025 because from my understanding, that's not what he was running on. That's what I was told, and that's the information that I had.
And one of the things that I have been waiting to see and to hear from America's farmers is for them to be completely honest about the source of the pain that they are experiencing and the shifts that are happening in their own industry. Well, I'm here to tell you, they ain't there yet. Arkansas farmers are sounding the alarm, claiming that a deteriorating global economy and soaring costs are pushing them to the brink of disaster. As tariffs begin to bite, the state's farmers are pleading for emergency funding as they stare down bankruptcy and foreclosure. Emergency funding, you say? You mean what, like a loan? Like a gift? Like a bailout? Emergency funding. I have used that terminology myself with my parents in my teens and 20s. As a backslider, I use that. I know about the emergency funding. Now, when it comes to whether or not emergency funding is given, well, you got to evaluate the prospects that the borrower might have for getting on their feet. Well, let's see. Scroll down to the bottom of this article and you see, despite the uncertainty caused by the tariffs, American farmers still see the president's flagship policy as a long-term win. A May survey by Purdue University of American producers found that 70% believe the tariffs will ultimately strengthen their industry.
You are really dumb, for real.
Nope. It's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me, dog. You not going to, ain't no way. They be like, hey, I lost all my money. I put it all on Bill Belichick and UNC. I lost. I'm sorry. Can you let me hold a little something till next week? Huh? Well, I'm gonna spend it on. Well, the UNC playing again this week, so I'm gonna put it back on them this week. That's what you sound like. That's what you sound like. All of a sudden, you're good with it as long as you get a bailout. Well, then you shouldn't be good with it. Now, should you? Practically everything has gone wrong for Arkansas farmers in 2025. That includes some of the worst weather on record, like the terrible flooding that killed more than 100 people across multiple states in April. That storm also destroyed 260,000 acres of arable farmland and resulted in $78 million in damages to crops, namely rice, according to estimates by the University of Arkansas's Division of Agriculture. The economy is another major factor. Farmer input costs are through the roof, caused by a mixture of weather and economic conditions, namely rising inflation and the impact of Donald Trump's tariff policy. They trying to clean it up. Even they trying to clean it up. Economic conditions. It wasn't economic conditions when it was Biden. Now, what? Like when they was criticizing Biden, it wasn't economic conditions. Huh? Well, see, and the issue is the weather. Both physical and economic is but weather really is the issue.
You don't find that suspicious?
How about competency conditions? How about that? Input costs are the expenses incurred during farming production, including fertilizers, fuels, seeds, machinery, financing, and labor. Prices for corn, soybeans, and wheat have also fallen to their lowest levels since 2020. These costs have soared since 2020, primarily due to disruptions in supply chains caused by the pandemic and the war in Ukraine, resulting in higher prices for essential items such as nitrogen fertilizers and diesel fuel. Oh, you mean the pandemic that he exacerbated? You mean like that? Or the war in Ukraine that was supposed to be over on day one? You mean like that? We can go all day. We can go all day, Yahoo Finance.
Oh, okay.
Agriculture is Arkansas's largest industry, with its annual output estimated at more than $24 billion. That economic juggernaut relies on multi-generational farms, many of which are now in danger of closing. The irony for farmers is that the funding is here, they just can't access it yet. Trump's big, beautiful bill does provide safety net subsidies for farmers, but those funds aren't available until 2026.
It's my money and I need it now!
Oh, now that's interesting. So you could just survive until late 2026. You just gotta survive till late 2026. Now, I wonder what's supposed to happen. Because he gets to say, just wait until late 2026. You mean like after the midterms? You mean like that kind of late 2026? So he just gonna say, just bear with me and survive until then. That's gonna be, And it's funny because in the meantime, okay, there will be folks that might be looking to acquire your farm and your property to help bail you out of your situation. That's right. I did a video all about it.
I just found out that JD Vance opened a little company called Acre Trader. And what does Acre Trader trade? That's right, farms. All right, the same farms that are being foreclosed due to what? Oh, that's right, the horrific tariffs that have literally bankrupted them. Oh, and Acre Trader specifically markets to who? Investors and conglomerates overseas. That's America first. Bankrupt the people that live here, work here, and pay taxes here. So you can go ahead and make money off of their desperation and their, their stupidity for voting for your administration.
But yet, here y'all are.
Today, Arkansas farmers gathered to share their struggles with staffers from the state's congressional delegation.
Wait a minute. Run that pan of the room one more time. I'm just looking for, is he in the, with, all the invites ain't go out? Or what happened? This is all of, yeah. I'm gonna have to do that black farmer video sooner rather than later.
Pleading for Arkansas lawmakers on Capitol Hill and the governor to convince President Trump to provide emergency funding to help them make it to next year.
We have to have ad hoc payments right now to make it through this year.
If there's no emergency funding this year, there will be 1 out of 3 farmers will file bankruptcy.
Their cries for help did not appear to fall on deaf ears.
We're going to take your message, we're going to get it back to D.C., we're going to do everything we can to get you the help you need.
Play the video, man. Play the video. Cover me up.
Until the federal government steps in to save them, farmers have no one to turn to but God.
Farmers, in my opinion, dear Lord, and it's only my opinion, are closer to thee than anyone else on this earth because we deal with your earth every day. Dear Lord, we're hurting, dear Lord. We can't help what's happened to us.
It's hard not to be moved by the cries of the people who put food on your table.
Well, were the people that put food on our table moved by the cries of those who pick it? Were the people that put food on our table moved by the cries of those that serve it? Were they moved by the cries of those that take care of and teach their kids? I don't know. You gotta let me know.
So it looks like Arkansas farmers are in the find out phase of the fuck around and find out part.
We're going to lose 25 or 30% of the farmers in this country if they don't do something. It has to be done, and it's not just here. It's everywhere.
Because farmers from all over the state of Arkansas came together to have a town hall meeting with some representatives from the government, explaining their struggles and what they might need to help them. And just as a friendly reminder, during the 2024 election, the state of Arkansas went 64.2% towards President Orange Man. But let's continue with the rest of this clip because it seems like one farmer might be having a realization as to what may be causing all of these issues.
For Brown, there's something that rounds out all the issues that they are facing, the tariffs.
I think the tariffs are the ice cream on the cake of a perfect storm. When you try to sell a product, okay, U.S. soybeans leaving New Orleans without the tariff to China are cheaper than Brazilian soybeans at the current market. But when you put the tariff on top of them, Brazilian beans are cheaper.
Now, I'm actually glad he's making the correlation that it has something to do with the tariffs. But I've noticed a pattern when it comes to some of these people, when it comes to the tariffs, that they never make the connection or blame towards the person that actually caused these tariffs. And I'm going to give him a major hint that it has to do with the person that won 64.2% of the vote in that state during the 2024 election. And this Arkansas farmer seems like he has a solution for this problem.
So, how can this be fixed?
In the short term, they have no choice but to mail us a check. I don't know a farmer that likes the check program. Nobody wants to take taxpayer dollars, but nobody wants to go broke.
Yep, you heard that right. He's asking for a government handout, which is socialism, which he says he doesn't like them, but during these past years, there have been lots of subsidies and checks going out for farmers, including bailouts that happened during President Orange Man's first term. Because during his first term, financial aid to farmers was about $28 billion, costing more than Navy shipbuilding, the nuclear forces, NASA, and even children's health insurance. So yeah, you guys do love to receive bailouts and handouts. All the while, you guys tell other people who need financial aid, such as single mothers with kids who need food stamps, that they should pull themselves up by the bootstraps, but for some reason you guys don't like doing it yourselves. And this is just another episode in the saga of Fuck Around and Find Out. I don't even know what episode number we're on, but yeah.
Which is crazy because y'all wear boots. You know what I mean? That's what's crazy. Y'all wear boots. And y'all still don't want to pull the boot. You know what I mean? But then they expect everybody else to tell. That's madness. That's madness. But cheer it on when it's directed at somebody else. When that characterization of who's receiving this kind of money is a woman or a black or brown person. Is this the energy? Was there prayers in that moment? Was that the energy? And let's not let this go unmentioned because the point that he made towards the end of that, where he talked about all of the aid that they already in fact do receive, did that affect their feelings and perceptions, the fact that they receive it? Did that soften hearts? What was it? 64%?
So the people who say no handouts just lined up for a handout. Now tell me why farmers in Arkansas are standing outside with their hands out again, begging Uncle Sam for money. See, when it's regular people struggling, rent too high, groceries too ridiculous, can't afford health care, the answer is always from these people: stop complaining, stop asking for handouts, and pull yourself up by your bootstrap. Farmers in Arkansas are crying out to the feds for stimulus money like it's open mic night. And look, I get it, because times are hard everywhere. When you plant your crops, raise your cattle, take on the risks of farming, wasn't that a personal business decision? So why is it on me and you to make sure that that decision keeps paying out? Because see, when you and I make bad decisions, government doesn't cut us a check to make it right for us. Now, let's connect the dots here a little bit. These are the same people voting for the same politicians who say government is the problem. Yet as soon as the tractors stop running and their profits dry up, government magically turns into a solution for them. Ain't that funny and ironic? The question is, do we owe farmers any help? Or do they need to practice what they preach? Figure it out. Tighten that belt. Leave taxpayers out of it. Because last I checked, it's really not our problem to fix somebody else's gamble.
I'll take it one step further, because one of the things that I was unaware of before FAFo season kicked off was the devastation that Trump wreaked across America's heartland in his first term. We saw the damage that he did to farms, to small farms, to family-owned farms, and the consolidation that happened at the hands of big money, Silicon Valley, actually. We saw that in his first term.
You can look this up on your own, but these are the facts. Rural America uses more welfare than the blue cities do. Rural America needs more help feeding our children. We need more help keeping our hospitals open. And guys like you and I, farmers out there that grow row crops or do agroforestry or raise cattle, we take welfare too. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because we can't control the cost of our inputs. We can't control the cost of what we sell our products for. We got to pay for shipping both ways, as Kennedy said. But the reality of the situation is they were able to instill in us the idea that the government money coming to us was okay and was a good thing, but the government money going everywhere else was a scam or a sham or communistic or socialistic, etc. So it reached a fever pitch finally where a lot of rural people, over 70% of rural farmers and ranchers, only believe the Fox Newses and the talk radio.
Wrong.
And when they came to you and told you that Trump wasn't going to implement Project 2025 and that he didn't have anything to do with it, you believe that. And you're not alone. All I'm here to tell you is that you were lied to. I'm not asking you to admit you were wrong. I'm not telling you you effed around and found out, because I don't want to see you lose your farm. And if there's anything I can do to help you not lose your farm, I'd be happy to do it. But in the distrust that you built up for government over time, and due to the fact that you didn't think mainstream media was reliable anymore, and you began listening to the news sources that tried to convince you every day that Project 2025 was not a Trump deal, even though many, many people on his campaign worked for Project 2025, they put it together, they helped write it. There was an entire section on agriculture. And in that section on agriculture, they specifically say they're going to cut out programs like this. Then they're going to cut out crop insurance. And Donald Trump is on record, my friend. And Skylar, look this up. Don't take anything I'm telling you at face value. You look it up. That's the difference between me and a lot of people on here. Check what I've said. Make sure I'm not lying to you. But Donald Trump is on record saying that corporate farming is better than small family farms and ranches. And Skylar, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to corporatize agriculture. And I'm not talking about when you and I go out and put together an LLC so that we can get the tax benefits and the protections from liability that come with that. I'm talking about big ag corporations in Wall Street buying up family farms and ranches as they go out of business so that they can turn it into just another investment. In the last 10 years, we've broken every single record in regard to the number of farms and ranches being bought up by investment companies in the United States. And I'd be happy to share all of that data with you. But my friend, I think the worst thing that they did to us in rural America is they convinced us somehow to place the culture wars over our own well-being.
And what was it for the second? What, 64%? Now we're just throwing good money after bad now.
I'll say good luck to you, but this administration does not care. And many of you, especially the small farmers, you might as well get ready to give it up, because the Wall Street executives plan for this, and they're going to come in and buy your farms up and do what they want to do with them. Bill Gates is the largest landowner in Arkansas. He ain't crying about his farm because he has money to go on. He's going to continue to buy more farms in Arkansas. So, hey, you voted for this. Hey, you get what you voted for. Have a good day.
And by the way, this has legs beyond Arkansas. As you can see, rural America is suffering an economic crisis as crop prices plunge. U.S. soybean farmers cannot survive a prolonged trade dispute. Agricultural trade groups have sounded the alarm recently on the state of farmers who are grappling with a continued slump in prices for their crops and worsening credit conditions. They have asked lawmakers to help increase access to export markets, including China, which is still locked in a trade war with the U.S. U.S. producers of corn and soybeans have sent dire warnings as prices for their crops have crashed in recent years, while President Donald Trump's trade war whipsaws farmers. On Thursday, the National Corn Growers Association raised alarms about the economic crisis hitting rural America as commodity prices drop at a time when input costs remain at near record highs. Corn prices have plunged more than 50% from their 2022 peak, while production costs are down just 3% in that span, translating to a loss of 85 cents per bushel. The NCGA called on Congress and the Trump administration to boost demand, including via higher blends of ethanol and increased foreign market access. A week before that, the U.S. Soybean Association sent a letter to Trump warning that U.S. soybean farmers are standing at a trade and financial precipice. The group asked that Trump prioritize soybeans in trade talks with China, seeking major purchase commitments as well as the removal of Beijing's duties on the U.S. With harvest season fast approaching, the association added that China hasn't purchased any U.S. soybeans for the months ahead. Now, let me say, I really hate to see what has befallen America's farmers. This is not a good turn of events for anyone. But if you find yourself in this kind of a situation, which if this was my business would have been predicted based on my experience with this man in office, I would have to say, if I'm in this situation and I need him to negotiate a trade deal, who is it that I want to negotiate that trade deal? Would it be the guy willing to crash out at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning? Would it be the guy who got hooked by a near comatose Joe Biden in a debate that was so devastating he had to leave the race, but he still got triggered? Is it the guy who got played like a fiddle by Kamala Harris only because she talked about how easy it was because she saw Putin do it? Is that the man? Is that the man you want to send in there to negotiate a trade deal to save your farm? And y'all felt like it was. Well, I would be very anxious to hear this administration's response.
President Trump's tariffs may be taking an upfront toll on America's farmers as crop prices plunge and duties cause a hike in costs on tractors, fertilizers, and other farming equipment. A Purdue University survey showing farmer sentiment dropping for the third straight month in August, expressing less optimism about the agriculture economy. But the president has asked farmers to keep trusting him and give the trade policies time to play out.
Translation, just give us a little bit more time. I just need a little bit more time. That's all. That's all. You know I'm good for it. You know I'm good for it. But you know what? While you waiting, can I hold a little bit more? Can I hold a little bit more? Come on for your boy. Come on, give me a little something for your boy. That is an administration staple. Oh, you're going through what? You're experiencing what? You're how hungry? Let me say a bunch of words to completely disavow your lived experience. Nobody cares more about the farmers. Nobody. I don't want that kind of love. I swear, I don't want that kind of love. That's the kind of love that Alina Habba was giving to the veterans when she said that they're not fit to work. Nobody loves the veterans like me in the administration, but some of them ain't. I don't want that kind of love. I know, because I had that kind of love when I was in college, and I almost didn't make it to adulthood. I don't want that kind of love. That Trump kind of love. Were you gonna believe me or your lying ass? Huh? Look at all I'm doing for you. I can't show you right now, because then it won't be as special. But when I leave here, I just do nothing but put together a surprise for you sometime in the future.
Stop the cap.
So I don't want to hear about, what our actual day-to-day experience is. You are so ungrateful.
Stop the cap right now.
Arkansas farmers, it is officially your time to come take this medicine. A year ago in 2024, not unlike Kerrville, Texas, you were offered bailouts, you were offered assistance from the government in order to subsidize your farms by the Biden administration. And a lot of you voted against it. You did not want to get behind anything that had to do with the Democrats. You let the culture war invade your logic, and you let it get in the way of saving your farms. Now your hero, your messiah, has been voted into office and immediately started gutting any earning potential that you had on your farms. Between the immigration policy that is snatching up workers off of these farms with no remorse, to the tariffs that we pay for that are killing any profits that you could have made this year. Now you are all sitting here saying that you need government assistance. Go figure. And some of you are saying if you don't get it, your farms will shut down. Let me ask you this question. Why is it different with this president? Why is it more acceptable to ask for this assistance from this president? Also, what makes you think he's going to give it to you? Your own governor, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, has been pleading for help from this man. She worked in his administration the first time, and he didn't give anything to her. Plus, his vice president has financial stake in an app that profits off of bankrupting private farms in America. I'm sorry, guys, there's no way around this conversation. Voting has consequences, and those consequences are going to be the loss of your farms.
And let Sarah Huckabee Sanders be your guide, or as good of a guide as she's capable of being at this point in time. We haven't seen backbone from her in almost a decade, other than that one time that she tried to shame Kamala Harris, and even the MAGAs was like, we don't really rock with her like that. Think about how bad that was. All the stuff Trump be saying. She went out there trying to shave. They were like, nah, we not doing that, Sarah Huckabee. You know how embarrassing that gotta be? Look, let Sarah Huckabee Sanders be your God, okay? We haven't seen backbone from her in almost a decade. And what has that gotten her? What has that gotten her? What has that gotten her? What have been the benefits? Meanwhile, y'all sit here and disavow the origins of your own struggle across administrations, and we've been hearing it all year.
You're a victim. There we go, CSI.
Now, we may not have the ability to save your farm, but we can all see your level of disingenuousness in how you got here, which affects our desire to want to save your farm. So that if you can't diagnose the problem, what we doing? We're just switching chairs on the Titanic, forcing somebody else to pay for the mistakes that you continue to make time after time after time. Huh? It's Alabama. Do you have an Arkansas jersey? Don't nobody have an Arkansas. Arkansas, get a pro team. I have an Arkansas jersey. Matter of fact, ain't their biggest booster Jerry Jones? Yeah, I ain't rock with him since he ain't apologized for going to that protest. Yeah, he ain't apologized for that yet. So I ain't rocking with nothing Jerry Jones. Also, shout out to Amari Cooper on the end of a fantastic career. That man quit before the shift even started. That man quit before the season. That's like showing up to work and you take a look around and you just go back, get in your car and leave. Nah, I'm good. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. That was Amari Cooper. That is a spirit that is hilarious. That's pretty much my reaction to this story when I first saw it too, if we're being honest. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. And I want to give you a quick warning moving forward. You may look at the runtime of my videos and see a 2 or maybe even a 1.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
I can't do it, player. I can't do it. No, I need a hard 30 because I put you on so that my granny can go to sleep. And I need a hard 30 so that I can sneak out the house. I can't do the 15 and the 20 and the 25. Nah, that don't work for me.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Well, I listened to you guys when you told me that you wanted more content.
You tripping, bro. You tripping.
That don't make sense. That don't make sense. Anybody else? No, that is literally the opposite of what you said. Wait a minute. Are you doing the MAGA thing? He doing the MAGA thing when he say something and he mean the complete opposite. You ain't slick.
Wrong.
Well, part of my thought process in determining what videos to make is whether or not I can get a whole episode out of it. So in many instances, there are so many videos that could have been made that didn't because I needed them to be a certain length. And quite frankly, that's stupid. And it makes me feel cold on the inside.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Not as cold as I'm gonna be if I'm stuck in the house with Granny. I can tell you that right now. Well, look, hey, if you said it's gonna be more content, that means it's gotta be more videos, huh? That's what you said.
I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
So that means there will be more videos. So there'll be more BOGO days where I release multiple videos on a single day, as I just did this past weekend. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and you turn on your notifications because you won't want to miss these premieres. And I'm also working on an audio feed, which is, by the way, already set up over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Reese Waters. So those of you that are interested in a podcast format can get that content that way as well. I can work with that. No, I can work with that. Yeah, because I can put on the audio and they can just roll from one episode to the next. So That's cool. So no, we good. But you still ain't told me why your mustache is sitting so far from your lip.